welcome back to some out of the park baseball. It's Rockford Forest Citys, the 2-7 Rockford Forest Citys, and they are going to be traveling to the 4-4 Washington Olympics. It is the 1st of June now. In 1871, I need to up my microphone volume for you all. There you go. Hold on. There you go. Yeah, you're absolutely right about that, Zig. It's a shame it's not on TV. It would be a fun watch, right? Especially 20 minutes in. That's insane. But right, welcome back. Programming note for you all today: we are doing out of the park. And after this game is complete, we will pivot over to the longest save in our FM23 save. About just under 5 hours from now, we will be doing Unreal Tournament. There is the 2025 Fall Division One Assault Cup today. They're doing there's a match in that league at 4 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 p.m. I'm sorry, that's 8 p.m. British, 9 p.m. Central European. I think I've just jacked up the time in the announcements. I didn't. Okay. It is what it is. Anyway. But yeah, that's what we're doing. So that's what we've got in store. And then after the Unreal Tournament, we're going to go back to the longest save and Football Manager. So that's the programming note. So it's out of the park to FM to Unreal Tournament to FM is what we're doing today. But welcome in, everybody. Welcome into Ziggurath. Welcome into Skull Crusher. Welcome into Pingu the Prince. Welcome into Baseball Fan. Welcome into Raz the Bear. How you doing, Benny, this morning? I'm good. I got a giant cup of coffee next to me. West Ham's already lost, by the way. The women lost 1-0 at Man City. So that was fun to watch. And hopefully we got a fun one to watch here, too, in the out of the park baseball. We're scheduled to lose tomorrow, too. Yep, absolutely. The men are as well. Right. Let's go over your starting lineups for this one, starting with the 2-7 visiting Rockford Forest Citys. They're 0-5 on the road. Let's see. Here's your starting lineup. Leading off will be third baseman Cap Anson. Left fielder George Hall will be second up. Cap Anson, by the way, he's batting .381, 3 RBIs. George Hall batting .233. He's got 6 RBIs. Viva, I told you to stop trolling me, and you're not, so I'm just going to take the points away now. Right. Cheers up with a trip this afternoon. I agree, baseball fan. George Hall, welcome in. Lily Blue Blue, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Ross Barnes will bat third. He's the second baseman. He's batting .350. Is that Lily Blue Blue? Yeah, Lily Blue Blue. I'm blue if West Ham lose another damn game. Jesus. I'll be really blue if the Union lose tonight, too. And I'll be super blue if the Blue Jays lose tonight as well. Because I can't, there's no L. Is it? Yeah, there is. Oh, Lily Boo Boo. Oh, you're right. You know what? I'm so far away from the screen. Because usually I sit a lot closer, but I have to have the drawer pulled out for my scorebook. So I'm like significantly further away from the chat, and I have the font set to small so I can read, more. It doesn't, one message doesn't take up half the screen. So my bad, Lily. But welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Right. Ross Barnes is batting third, batting .350 with 8 RBIs so far this season. Lip Pike bats fourth, the left fielder. He's got .268 average, 8 RBIs, 2 home runs so far this season. Doug Allison will be batting fifth, the catcher batting .275 with 4 RBIs. Joe Start is in the sixth spot, first baseman, batting .225 with 1 RBI. George Bird, center fielder, bats seventh. He's got 4 RBIs and a .297 average. Batting eighth is George Wright. .242 is his average. 3 RBIs so far this season. Pitcher Dick McBride rounds it off for Rockford, batting .382 with 1 RBI. On the Washington Olympic side, the 4-4 Washington Olympics, they are 4-1 at home. Ed Duffy will lead it off for the Washington Olympics. The second baseman batting .258, 2 RBIs. Tom Foley on a cold streak. He's batting .147, 4 RBIs. He's in the 2 spot, the center fielder. Ned Cuthbert, the left fielder, will bat third. He is batting .219 with 1 RBI. John Bass, the shortstop, will bat fourth. He's got 9 RBIs so far this season, 1 home run, batting .350. That is one of the highest in the leagues, those 9 RBIs. Charlie Gold will bat fifth. The first baseman's batting .286. He's got 4 RBIs, 1 home run so far this season. John Ratcliffe bats sixth. The third baseman batting .273. He's got 7 RBIs so far this season. Charlie Mills with 4 RBIs. The catcher batting seventh, batting right at the Mendoza line, 200 so far this season. Elmer White, the right fielder, batting .160, is in the 8th spot. And then pitcher Al Pratt, who's on a hot streak, batting .200 with 2 RBIs, is in the 9th spot. Your pitchers on the mound today: Dick McBride, fresh off the loss from against the Cleveland Forest Citys in the previous game. He is going to take the mound again, 2-7 with a 2.63 ERA, 1.18 WHIP. He's also got .7 walks per 9 innings. Al Pratt is his opposite, batting 4, or I should say with a 4-4 record. He's got a 2.31 ERA and a 1.27 WHIP with 1.2 walks per 9 innings pitched. These two previously met earlier in the season. Pratt got the win with a 2.0 ERA. McBride had a 5.87 in that game, and he got credited with the loss. Let's get into it. Let us get into it. It is the 1st of June in 1871. Rockford's season hangs in the balance here. They need a win. They need to turn things around. From the Olympics ground in Washington, D.C., it's a 2:05 first pitch start. And here we go. Cap Anson will take the mound for Rockford. Cap Anson will step in the batter's box for Rockford. Al Pratt is on the mound. And we are underway with a first pitch strike. It's 0-1. Now that we're underway, it's time for the shout-outs. This first inning brought to you by Raz the Beer. Raz is a class football manager streamer. He's currently checking out the new one that came out a few weeks ago. Full release is out in next week, actually. Or this upcoming week, I should say. But check him out. Really cool dude with some great football manager saves. It is Raz who sponsors our first inning here today. 0-1 count to Cap Anson. Here's the pitch. And that is lined into right field, drifting foul, and that's going to land foul. 0-2 to count now to Anson. So 4 days until the full release. Nice goal. Here's the 0-2. Anson rips this into left. He's got a leadoff base hit for Rockford. And he's aboard. A line drive in the left gets Cap Anson aboard here. That's going to bring up left fielder George Hall. Here's the first pitch to Hall. Swung on and missed. 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And it's off the plate away. Taken for a ball. It is 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's inside. Ball 2. 2-1 now to George Hall. Cap Anson, my guy, getting it started with a leadoff hit. Absolutely. Here's the 2-1. That is outside. Ball 3. And it's a hitter's count now. 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Inside. Ball 4. And it's a base on balls for George Hall. Anson goes to second. And just like that, the 2 leadoff runners here are aboard for Rockford in the bottom of the first. Or in the top of the first, sorry, beg your pardon. That's going to bring up Ross Barnes, the second baseman. Here's the first pitch to Barnes. He swung on a miss. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's fouled to the backstop. It'll be 0-2 now to count to Ross Barnes. 2 on, nobody out. The 0-2 is fouled to the backstop again. We'll go again at 0-2. Here's the 0-2. That's taken inside. Ball 1. Here's the 1-2. And that's right. That's fouled down the third base side. Remains 1 and 2. Here's the 1-2. Outside. Ball 2. 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's lined right at the shortstop, or the second baseman. He's got it, and over to first. It's a double play. That's really lazy base running from George Hall. But it's a it's an L4-3 double play. Anson gets back to second in time, and just like that, there's 2 outs with a runner in scoring position. That brings up right fielder Lip Pike. Here's the first pitch to Pike, and he has popped this up in the infield. Over in foul territory. The third baseman drops it. It's foul. The third baseman drops it. It's foul. It's an E5 on the play, so the third baseman, John Radcliffe, will get credited with an error. But it is going to go down as a foul ball because it landed in foul territory. It was touched in foul territory. And that gives Lip Pike another chance here. 0-1 to count. Here's the pitch. That is taken for a called strike, and it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. And that's a passed ball. That's going to get by. It's actually, I'm sorry, beg your pardon. It's a wild pitch. Anson's going to go to third. And it's 1-2 now. Yeah. Here's the 1-2. And he's hit Lip Pike. And Pike will take first. He gets plunked in the back, Lip Pike. And now runners on the corners with 2 outs here. That brings up catcher Doug Allison. Here's the first pitch to Allison. He's ripped this down the first field line. That's through. It's a base hit. It's a fair ball base hit, and it's runs. RBI single for Doug Allison. Going to second is Pike. Anson comes in to score, and Rockford take the early lead here, 1-0. That's going to bring up first baseman Joe Start. Here's the first pitch to Start. He's ripped this down. It's through. It's another base hit. Start with a single. Going to second is Doug Allison. Lip Pike is held at third, and the bases are loaded here now with 2 outs. George Bird, the center fielder, steps in now. Here's the first pitch to Bird. He's going to take that inside for a ball, 1-0. Oh, God, of course, hurt. Good thing he's not, yeah. Here's the first pitch. Check swing, but it's in there anyway for a called strike, and it's 1-1. Here's Pratt, the 1-1 pitch. Called, strike 2, and it's 1-2 now to George Bird. Here's the 1-2 pitch. He takes that out off the plate away, 2-2. That Radcliffe play changed the ending. It definitely contributed to the run. We'll see if Rockford can tally on more. Here's the 2-2. Inside, ball 3, and now it's a full count to George Bird. Here's the pitch. He's swung on. He's popped it up right by the first base side. Making the catch is first baseman Charlie Gold, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits, and they've left the bases loaded. We go bottom first here in Washington. Rockford lead by a score of 1-0. We are going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half's time. Welcome back. Bottom first here in Washington. It's a score of 1-0 for the Rockford Forest Citys. They lead the Washington Olympics. Washington taking their first chance here in the batter's box. It'll be Ed Duffy leading it off for the Washington Olympics. Here's the first pitch to Duffy from Dick McBride. That's taken off the plate away for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. This one's lined back up the middle. It's a base hit for Ed Duffy, and both teams are going to get the leadoff runner aboard here in this game. Both teams leading off with a hit. That's going to bring up Tom Foley, the center fielder. Here's the first pitch to Foley. That is taken for a ball over to second, and Duffy slides in there safely. Ed Duffy's got a stolen base. I mean, we need you guys to keep Forrest off point, so it helps us score. Plus, let's be real, that Forrest owner's an absolute maniacal bastard, isn't he? So for all I care, go United today, bro. Here's a 1-0 pitch to Tom Foley. He's fouled that to the backstop. Yeah, they're never going to bat 1,000 though, are they, Zig? You know my opinion on the owner, but I do. Here's the 1-1. Check swing, they go to third base. The umpire says no, he didn't go, and that's going to be 2-1 now to count. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Bunted down. Pitcher's got it. He's going to go over to first. That is in time for the out. So it's a sac bunt. That gets Duffy over to third with one out here in the bottom of the first. Jesus, man. I have both shirts, by the way. I have a Macclesfield shirt and an AFC Taunton shirt. It's going to bring up Ned Cuthbert, the left fielder. Declan Rice just scored. It's 2-0 Arsenal. Here's the pitch. And that's oh no, that's going to go to the backstop, and coming in is Ed Duffy. It's a pass ball, and Duffy has scored, and it's a tie game. Here's the 1-1, or the 1-0. That's grounded to the backstop. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Off the plate away. 2-1 is the count now. The 2-1 pitch is taken high. Ball 3. And it's 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. In there for a called strike. It's 3-2. Believe it or not, it's Rice who scored, and it's not a free kick. Here's the 3-2. And that is ball 4. Ned Cuthbert draws a walk. That's going to bring up John Bass, the shortstop. Here's the throw over to first, and Cuthbert's back in time. Here's the first pitch. That's high, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And he's grounded it over to the shortstop. Is he going to get to second? It's in time for the out. So Bass is aboard on a fielder's choice. 6-4 is the put out. Cuthbert's retired at second, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up Charlie Gold, the first baseman. Here's the first pitch to Gold. That's taken low for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's grounded right in front of home plate, and it's a fielding error on the catcher, Doug Allison, who went to pick it up with his hand, and he let it slip out. It fell back down, and that has given Gold enough time to reach first base safely. So E2 is the official scorers. Allison gets credited with the error, and it is a first and second now with 2 outs. That'll bring up John Radcliffe. You're expecting West Ham to win a game, Skull. That's the problem with that statement. Here's the first pitch. That's taken off the plate inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Below the knees, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. And that is lined into center. It's a base hit. Bass goes to third. He's held there. Gold will get to second. And Radcliffe is aboard on a single, and now it's bases loaded, 2 outs. That's going to bring up Charlie Mills. Here's the first pitch to Mills. That's a called strike. It's 1-1. Or it's 0-1, sorry. Here's the 0-1 to Mills. And he's lined this right at the first baseman who gloves it, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits, and they've left the bases loaded. We've had identical top and bottoms here. It is the second inning. Top of the second inning we go, and we're tied up at 1. George Wright will lead it off for the Rockford Forest Citys. New inning means it's time for a new shout-out. It's Pingu the Prince. He's a football she's a football manager player as well. Give them a follow if you're not already. Fantastic streamer. They love football just as much. They love West Ham just as much as me as well, if not more so. But they're fantastic. Give them the follow if you haven't already. The excellent Pingu the Prince. They're our sponsor for this second inning here today. Top second, George Wright settles into the batter's box. And Al Pratt, 27 pitches to get out of the first inning. Here's pitch number 28 to start this second. And that's check swing. They go to first, and the umpire says he didn't go, and that is going to be ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That is cracked into right center field. Center fielder's back there. He will make the catch, and that will be the first out of the inning. Dick McBride, the pitcher, will step in. Here's the first pitch from Al Pratt, and that's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's grounded right back to the mound, over to first in time, and that is the second out of the inning. Ed Duffy was my left fielder for my 1871 season. Utter dross, but it was funny, nice. Right, that's going to bring up Cap Anson. I feel that way about Anson. Anson's such a great hitter. He's such a great hitter. He cannot field. He really is a poor fielder, and he's at third base, which is literally like one of the most important fielding positions. Right, here's Cap Anson. He had a single his first at bat. Here's the pitch to him. And he's grounded this over to third base. On to first in time. That is going to be the end of the inning. 3 up and 3 down for Rockford. We go to the bottom of the second, and it's a tie ball game, 1-1. Right fielder Elmer White will be the first man up for the Washington Olympics. But first, we are going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom second here in the Washington, D.C. at the Olympics ground. 32-minute game time so far here. Bottom second, Elmer White stepping into the batter's box here for the Washington Olympics. 1-1 game. Here's the first pitch to Elmer White. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's taken off the plate away. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Swung on that, and it's missed it. It's 1-2. It was way up and in. He swung on and missed. Here's the 1-2 pitch. And he has ripped this in the left, deep in the left field, right at the left fielder who's just shy of the track, though. And that is going to be the first out of the inning. It sounded like he got great contact on that. And he just needed about maybe 10, 15 more feet on it. That's going to bring up Al Pratt, the pitcher. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's grounded this right back to the mound. Over to first. That's in time for the second out of the inning. Back to the top of the order now, Ed Duffy, who has a single and a stolen base. Here's the first pitch to Duffy now. That's taken off the plate inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Off the plate away, and the count goes to 2-0 here. Here's the 2-0 pitch. He's taking that up and in, 3-0 now. To Ed Duffy. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Check swing, but it's in there for a called strike anyway, and it's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch, and that's popped up into the seats. It'll be 3-2. Sports Scores Bot's about to spam the chat because everybody's going to halftime. So just FYI, you're going to get a lot of that for the next 2 to 3 minutes. Because all the English games kick off basically at the same time, and they're all going to halftime basically at the same time. Here's the full count. It's fouled down the first base side. 3-2. Here's the pitch. And that's popped up. Foul down the left field side. 8th pitch of the at-bat now for Duffy. And that's fouled into the backstop. It'll be the 9th pitch of the at-bat now for Ed Duffy. And he's lined this back through. It's a base hit. Duffy's got his second single of the afternoon. The patience from Duffy pays off, and he's aboard here with 2 outs. Here's the first pitch to center fielder Tom Foley, who sack bunted his last at bat. Yeah, that's going to be high and in for a ball, 1-0. Here's the pitch. That is ripped down the right field line, and it lands foul. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. That's off the plate inside, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 2-2. The 2-2 pitch to Tom Foley. He's popped it up in foul territory. Right, the third baseman's there. He makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No run on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go top third here in Washington. It's a tie game, 1 apiece. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. Skull Crusher. Erie is playing FM 26. I believe this is clipping a bug because obviously FM 26 is still in the beta. So I believe this is a bug clip. I wanted to see what this bug is because it came up the other night. This is the replay, isn't it? Oh, there it is. What the? How does it? What the? I was saying the same thing. Yeah, that's a bug. But yeah, they're a great streamer. FIFA, FM, Call of Duty. Give them a follow. Skull Crusher is our sponsor here for this third inning today. Leading off for the Rockford Forest Citys will be left fielder George Hall. He walked his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Hall. And he's fouled that to the backstop. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Line down the first base side, right at the first baseman, though, and he'll take it to the bag himself. That will be the first out of the inning. That's going to bring up Ross Barnes. He lined into a double play his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. Off the plate away, it's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's popped up into right field, drifting foul, and that's going to land foul. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's lined into right field. Base hit for Ross Barnes. He's aboard with a single. That brings up Lip Pike, the right fielder. He was hit by the pitch his last at bat. Here's the first one. Throw over to first. Lip Pike is back in time. Here's the pitch. Pike rips this into left field. It's another base hit. Holding at second will be Ross Barnes. Pike's got a single, and now with one out here, there's two aboard. That's going to bring up Doug Allison. Here's the first pitch to Allison. He has lined this into right field. That could be very deep. That's off the base of the wall, and it's going to be runs. Going into second is Doug Allison. He's got himself an RBI double here in the top of the third, and Rockford have taken the lead. They've retaken the lead. Going to third base is Lip Pike, and Ross Barnes comes in to score. It's 2-1 Rockford. That's going to bring up first baseman Joe Start. He singled his last at bat. Two runners in scoring position, and there's only one out. Here's the first pitch to Start, and that's off the plate inside. 1-0. Don't mind Sports Score, but it gets a little wonky sometimes. Here's the 1-0. Start rips this into right. Is that going to land fair? It does. It's a base hit. It's going to be runs. Start's got himself an RBI. It's a single. Pike is going to come in to score. Going to third is Doug Allison. Back-to-back RBIs. And just like that, it's 3-1. Runners on the corners now, one out. That's going to bring up George Bird, who popped up to the first baseman his last at bat. Here's the pitch. And he's lined this over to second. That's a good stop, but it's a bad throw. It's an E4. He's aboard on an E4. Going to second is Joe Start. Scoring on the play is Doug Allison. But it's a bad throw by the second baseman, Ed Duffy. And that's going to cause another run to come home. It's now 4-1. That'll bring up shortstop George Wright. Here's the first pitch to Wright. That's taken below the knees for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's pop foul down into the first base seats. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's lined right at the first baseman, and he's dropped it. He's dropped it. It's an E3. Charlie Gold drops it. That's going to be the third error of the game for Washington. That is the first for Charlie Gold. And just like that, going to third is Start, going to second is Bird, and the bases are loaded now with just one out. Pitcher Dick McBride is now going to settle, and he grounded out his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. He swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He's popped this. He's lined this into right field. That's going to be caught, and it's a very good throw that's going to prevent a tag up. It just wasn't deep enough, and the bases remain loaded. Now there's 2 outs. Back to the top of the order, it's Cap Anson, third baseman. He's 1 for 2 with a single and a ground out. Here's the first pitch. That is off the plate for a ball. Here's the 1-0. That's called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. That's popped up in shallow left, and the shortstop's there to make the play, and that will retire the side. 3 runs on 4 hits, and they leave the bases loaded. We go to the top of the we go to the bottom of the third. It is 4-1 Rockford. Due up first is going to be left fielder Ned Cuthbert. We are going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom third here in Washington. 4-1 Rockford leading on the road. Looking for their very first road win this season. They are 0-5 on the road. Washington just dropping 1 of their 5 games at home so far this season. They trail here by a score of 4-1. It's going to be Ned Cuthbert due up here for the Washington Olympics. Here's the first pitch to Cuthbert. That's taken high and away, ball 1. Here's the 1-0 to Cuthbert. That's popped up right at second baseman. He's going to glove it and make the catch, and that will retire Cuthbert. That's going to bring up shortstop John Bass. Grounded into a fielder's choice his last at bat. He's 0 for 1. Here's the first pitch to Bass. That's taken below the knees. 1-0. Do you feel like you're in 1871 when commentating every Rockford game this year? Maybe. I definitely do with all the errors, baseball fan. It's error central until you get to the glove error, right? Here's the 1-0. Outside ball 2. You know what the crazy thing is? Like, they wouldn't have even had mics to record the games or commentate the games. Like, that didn't happen for another 50 years. You know? Here's the 2-0. That's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That's lined into center field. It's a base hit for Bass, who's aboard here with 1 out. That's going to bring up Charlie Gold. He's 0 for 1, having reached via an error his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Gold. And that's taken on the inside part of the plate for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's grounded over to the shortstop. On to second for 1. Over to first in time. It's a double play. Six to 4-3. Double play. And that's going to end the inning. No runs on 1 hit, and they leave the bases emptied. We go top 4th here in Washington. It's a score of 4-1. New inning means new sponsor. The great Ziggurat, Football Manager, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, Euro Truck Simulator 2, PGA Tour 2K25. He does it all. Give him a follow. It's the great Ziggurat who is our sponsor for this 4th inning here today. Welcome in, Buck. Good morning to you, sir. We're starting with Out of the Park, Buck, and then once we're done this game, we're going to transition over to Football Manager. And then at 4 o'clock Eastern, there is an Unreal Tournament match. The 2025 Fall Division I Assault Cup is coming up at 4 o'clock Eastern. So it's going to be Out of the Park into FM. At 4 o'clock, transition out to Unreal Tournament. We're going to commentate the Unreal Tournament game, and then after Unreal Tournament concludes, we'll transition back to Football Manager. It won't be Gimpo, my friend. We are done with Gimpo. We have left Gimpo. It'll be our brand new club in the longest save. Right, top 4th here in Washington. 4th inning sponsored by Ziggurat. It's George Hall who's the first up to the plate here. He is 0-1, so 0 for 1 so far, but a ground out and a walk. All the second halves are starting up, so Sports Scorebot's about to spam the chat again for 2 to 3 minutes. Just be ready. Here's the first pitch, and that is high and away for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that's below the knees. 2-0. Need to see Ipswich get the win here. Why do you say that? Who are they playing? I saw Derby's like immediately scored in the second half. They're playing QPR. Gotcha. Here's the 2-0. High and in. Ball 3. There it is. Yep. And it's 3-0 now. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way is George Hall, and that's going to be 3-1 to count. Here's the 3-0 pitch. Or 3-1 pitch. That's grounded to the backstop. The count is now full, 3-2. Here's the pitch. He's lined that over to the first baseman, over to the pitcher who covers the base, and that will retire George Hall. 3-1 on the putout. He is retired on 6 pitches. That's going to bring up second baseman Ross Barnes. He is 1 for 2, having a single and lined into a double play. Here's the first pitch to Barnes. That is off the plate inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. He was late on that one, was Barnes, and it's going to be 1-1. Stoker's just taking Bristol City behind the woodshed, man. F's in chat for Sean Curtis, man. Great guy. There you go, by the way, Buck. Ipswich has scored. There you go. Ipswich lead. But, yeah, Stoker absolutely giving it to Bristol, man. That 4-0 is crazy. Not even 60 minutes in. Here's the 1-1. That is ripped into left center, way back there. It's off the top of the wall. Another foot or two, and certainly that would have left the park. Barnes slides in safely to third base. It's a triple for Ross Barnes. He definitely almost got all of that. I got to put on my phone. Sounds good. But what a shot in the left center. That was maybe a foot or two away from leaving the park. Hall of Famer smoked that ball, although he did smoke that ball. That just sounded loud. That crack was so loud, you were like that, and that thing just traveled. That's going to bring up Lip Pike. Pike is 1 for 1 so far today with a single, and he was hit by the pitch. Here is the first pitch. That is taken for a strike. It's 1-1. Or it's 0-1, sorry. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing, but he definitely didn't go, and it's off the plate away. It's 1-1. They ran so fast back in those days, yeah. Here's the 1-1, and that's chopped foul down the third base side. It'll be 1-2. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. That is high, ball 2. Now the count is even. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And that is ripped into right field. Is that going to get down? It is. It's a base hit. Pike has got an RBI. And he's managed to bring home. Barnes, who scores. It's 5-1 Rockford. That brings up Doug Allison to the plate. He is He is 2 for 2 with a single and a double. Here's the first pitch. Check swing. It's in there for a called strike anyway. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Throw over to first, and Pike is back in time. Here's the throw over to first. Pike is back safely. Here's the pitch. That's inside, ball 1. Throw over to first, and Pike is back safely. Here's the 1-1. That is popped up in the infield. Second baseman's gone back to shallow right to get it. He will make the catch, and that is the second out of the inning. That brings up Joe Start. He is 2 for 2 with 2 singles and an RBI. Here's the first pitch. That's in there for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's lined into center field. It's a base hit. And Start's got a single. Going to second is Pike. And it's first and second with 2 outs now. I see Man United have scored, or Nottingham have scored twice in this second half. So unfortunately for your guy, he's not getting his haircut, it looks like. Right. That brings up center fielder George Bird. He's 0 for 2, reaching via an error and popping up. There's the first pitch, and that's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It is 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Called, strike 2. That's 0-2. 0-2 pitch to George Bird. Here it is. And he's lined that foul down the first base side. We'll go again at 0-2. Here's the pitch. Chop foul to the backstop, and that is going to be 0-2 still. Here's the 0-2. That's taken high and away for a ball. 1-2. The 1-2. And he's grounded this over to third. On to first. That's in time, and that will retire the side. 1 run on 3 hits. They leave 2 aboard. We go bottom 4th here in Washington. Rockford lead it by a score of 5-1. Due up first for the Rockford Forest Citys will be third baseman John Radcliffe, who's 0 for 1 so far today. We are going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. We are back, bottom 4th here in Washington. It's a 5-1 ball game. 10 hits so far for the Rockford Forest Citys. The Bats have certainly woken up this afternoon for Rockford. They failed to against Washington. They only had, in the previous game 2 days ago, they only had a total. They did have a total of 9 hits, did Rockford. Could only drive in 2 runs, and their rally in the 9th inning was cut short. It is John Radcliffe who leads things off here in the bottom 4th for Washington. Here's the first pitch to Radcliffe now. And he's going to take that inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. And Radcliffe rips this in the right. That's a base hit. Radcliffe is aboard. Leadoff man aboard here in the 4th for Washington. That's going to bring up Charlie Mills, the catcher. He lined out to the first baseman, his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Mills. He tried to sack bunt, but he pulls the bat away because the ball's low, and it's 1-0. Pick off, throw over to first, and that's not in time. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The 1-1. Running towards second, and that's a throw over to first in time. It was grounded over to third. So it's 5-3, but the runner on first took off immediately, and they had no play. They had no chance to get the lead runner. So Radcliffe will go to second without issue, and there's one retired here in the bottom of the 4th. That'll bring up Elmer White, the right fielder. He flied out to left his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to third. That's a fair ball. On to first. It's a bad throw from deep third. It'll be an E5. Cap Anson gets his first error of the game. Elmer White is aboard with an E5. And the runner stayed at second. So Radcliffe did not move from second. So it'll be first and second now with one out. That's going to bring up Al Pratt, the pitcher. He grounded out his first at bat. Here's the first pitch to Pratt. He's bunted down the third base side. Over to first. Not in time. Pratt beats it out. And he's got himself a single. Going to second is Elmer White. John Radcliffe goes to third. And now the bases are loaded for Ed Duffy, who is 2 for 2 at the plate. Washington with a chance here in the bottom fourth. Here's the first pitch to Duffy. That's going to get back to the backstop, and it's going to be a run. Radcliffe comes in to score. It's a wild pitch. Radcliffe scores on it. White will go to third. Pratt goes to second, and now it's a 5-2 ball game. Buck, if you're still here, there you go. Ipswich scored again. It's 3-1. Here's the 1-0 pitch now to Ed Duffy. That is a ball, 2-0. Here's the 2-0. That's off the plate inside, 3-0 now. And here's the pitch. Taking all the way is Duffy. That's a called strike. It's 3-1. Here's the 3-1 pitch. That is ripped in the left, high and deep. Left fielder going back. It's a grand salami. And Duffy sends it over the wall in left. I'm sorry, it's not a grand slam. It's a 3-run shot. My bad. It's not because of the wild pitch, it's not a grand slam. But it's a 3-run home run for Ed Duffy coming in to score. It almost was a grand slam. It would have been our first grand slam, I think, of the save. But coming in to score is Elmer White. Coming in to score is Al Pratt. Coming in to score is Ed Duffy on the home run. 3-run homer. And just like that, this ball game is tied. Tom Foley will step in. Dick McBride's got to find his composure. 3-run shot over the wall in left field. And this ball game suddenly is level at 5 apiece. Foley is 0 for 1. He sacrificed bunted and he popped out to the third baseman. Here's the first pitch. Grounded back to the mound. Over to first, they got him in time. That's the second out of the inning. That brings up Cuthbert. He's 0 for 1 with a pop-up and a walk. Here's the pitch. That's a call. Swung on and missed. That's a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined back up the mound. It's a base hit into center field. And Cuthbert's got himself a single. That brings up John Bass. Bass is 1 for 2 with a single and a fielder's choice. Here's the throw over to first, and he is back in time. Cuthbert. There you go. Here's the pitch. That's a called strike. 0-1. Throw over to second. He's not in time. Cuthbert stole second base. And now he's in scoring position with 2 outs here. Here's the 0-1 to Bass. That is taken high. Ball 1. 1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch. That's off the plate inside. 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That is ripped into right. Base hit. Is he going to come around to score? Are they going to hold him? They're going to hold Cuthbert at third. And now it's runners on the corners with 2 outs here. That's going to bring up Charlie Gold. Gold is 0 for 2, reaching via an error and grounding into a double play. 2 outs, 2 on here. Bottom 4th, tie game. Here's the pitch. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. Inside, ball 2. And Gold is ahead in the count now. Throw over to first, and he's back in time. Here's the 2-0. That's grounded right back at the mound. That's through. It's a base hit. Washington are going to take the lead. It's an RBI single. Going to second will be John Bass. And coming in to score is going to be Ned Cuthbert. RBI single for Charlie Gold. It's 6-5, and we've batted around the order here in the 4th inning. That's going to bring up John Radcliffe. Here's the first pitch to Radcliffe. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second base. It's through. It's another base hit. Going to second is Gold. Going to third is going to be Bass, and the bases are loaded with 2 outs here. McBride with a nightmare of an inning. Charlie Mills steps in. He is 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch. That's grounded over to second. That's on to first. That will finally retire the side. No, 4 runs on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hits, and they've left the bases loaded. We go to the top of the 5th. It is a 5. It was a 5-run inning. They score 5 on 6 hits. They leave the bases loaded. We go top 5th here. It is 6-5 Washington. Your mind's still on Friday mode? What happened this inning? Was it my boy? No. Here's what happened. Radcliffe singles. Charlie Mills grounds out 5-3. Elmer White E5, which is Cap Anson. Pratt singled. Duffy hit a 3-run shot over the wall and left because one runner came home. Radcliffe originally came home on a wild pitch. Duffy then hit a 3-run homer over left. Foley grounded out 1-3. Cuthbert got aboard on a single, stole second. Bass got aboard on a single. Gold hit a single. That brought Cuthbert in. Bass went to second, so it's first and second. Radcliffe got a single to load the bases in the 4, and then Mills grounded out 4-3. Ed W. OG, yeah. Your restart because game crash had to end early. That sucks, but welcome in, Pat. How long do these take again? About 2.5 hours. Right, we go top 5th here. Washington with the lead now, 6-5. New inning means new sponsor. Yeah, McBride couldn't get his outs that inning. This 5th inning brought to you by Buck FC. He's a Football Manager streamer. Go give him a follow if you like Football Manager. He's always got some great bottom-to-top saves going. Pretty chill dude. He's watching the Ipswich game, I think, right now. But nonetheless, Buck FC is our sponsor for the 5th inning here in this game today. It's still a game, thank you. It's still a game. It's a close game. We go top 5th. Here's the first pitch to that's a called strike. First pitch to George Wright, who's leading off this inning for Rockford. This has turned into a real ass whooping. You say that, but it's... Oh, you mean the Ipswich game. Yeah. Okay, I'm back just running some disc checks. All good. Here's the 0-1 to George Wright. Inside ball 1. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And Wright's grounded that over to second. On to first. That's in time. First out of the inning. 4-3 on the put out. That's going to bring up pitcher Dick McBride. He's 0 for 2 with a ground out and a fly out. Here's the first pitch to McBride. And he's popped this up right at the mound. Coming in as the shortstop. He will make the play, and that's going to retire McBride. 2 away now. That brings up the top of the order in Cap Anson. He's 1 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Anson. Now that right there is an ass whooping. 5-0 Stoke over Bristol City. And still 23 minutes to play. Outside for a ball. Here's a 1-0 pitch now. Check swing. They go over to first. And the first base umpire says he didn't go. So it'll be 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's lined into right field. Is it going to stay fair? No, it won't. It's drifted foul. It'll be 2-1. And the afternoon G&G. Welcome in, bro. How are you? Yeah, I know. They are smashing them. How was your stream, G&G? Did you raid out? Because if you did, yes, you did. So let me close the tabs I had you open on. There we go. Cool. Cool. All right. Here's the 2-1 now. And that is sorry. No, I had to close the tabs everyone I had open on everyone. That's popped up to the shortstop, and that will be taken for the final out of the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. It's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Washington. We go bottom 5th here in Washington. The Olympics lead the Forest Citys by a score of 6-5. Due up first for the Washington Forest Citys is right fielder Elmer White. We are going to step away and take a quick 90-second timeout. We will be back with more in just 90 seconds time. Welcome back. bottom 5th here in Washington. Just past halfway. You're out of the cup, so about 10 games. Okay, you're almost done. 5-3 is a crazy scoreline for any football game, let alone in the 64th minute, you know. Elmer White due up. Dick McBride's going to have to try and make up for that last inning where he gave up 5 runs. Here's Elmer White is 0 for 2. He's reached via an error, and he's also flied out the left. Here's the first pitch to him in this 5th inning. And that is swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Real late on that one was Elmer White. Here's the 0-1. And that's grounded over to second. On to first, and that's in time for the first out of the inning. That's 4-3 on the putout. Thank you for the 3-stream streak, Pat. Also, baseball fan, thank you for the 5-stream streak, bro. I saw that earlier. You guys are glad. Oh, Buck is on a 7-stream streak. There you go. Thank you, thank you, thank you. No, I don't know you can do that. Nice. I mean, they probably got it permanent now. Yeah. That's going to bring up Al Pratt. He's 1 for 2 so far today. He has a single and a ground out. Here's the first pitch to Pratt. He's grounded that over to second again. And that's on to first. That is in time. So back-to-back 4-3s here in this 9th. Wait, I get extra points to share? You get extra channel points for establishing a stream streak. Yes. Pat, how was the rest of your stream, man? That's going to bring up Ed Duffy. He is 3 for 3 with 2 singles and the 3-run home run. He also has a stolen base. Here's the first pitch to Duffy. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. It was Duffy's first home run of the year. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is swung on, grounded over to first. And foul. Here's the 0-2. That's taken for a ball. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Grounded over to second, and it's going to be 3 straight 4-3s for the bottom of the 5th inning. 3 up, 3 down for Rockford. We go top 6th here in Washington at the Olympics grounds. It's a score of Rockford 5, Washington 6. All good, just crashed last race, but I'm going to rest for FM 26 till it goes fully. Yeah, that's fair. Sorry, Skull, so loud about United. Yeah, that's fair. New inning means new sponsor. It's Patwitz, FM 26, F1 Manager 2024, Apex Legends. Give him a follow. He's an awesome guy. He's the Philippines' best streamer. It's the great Patwitz who sponsors our 6th inning here today. Top 6, Rockford at the plate. It's George Hall that's going to lead things off here for the Forest Citys. Here's the first pitch. And that's high for a ball. Buckman's through the win earlier. I can't. That sucks. Hey, it happens. Here's the 1-0. That's lined into right center field. That's going to be extra bases. The throw coming into second. It'll have to hit the cutoff man. It's a leadoff double for George Hall, who gets his first hit of the afternoon. You won a game, but no one was at the stream, I guess. I did second, but when Buck said he needs a dub. Oh, you had a third? Let's go, baby. Let's go. Right, second baseman Ross Barnes steps in. He's had a triple, he's had a single, and he's also lined into a double play. So he's 2 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Ross Barnes. He's fouled that into the seats behind first base. It'll be 0-1. Yeah, second, my bad. I did, yeah. Here's the 0-1. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That's a called strike 2, and Barnes is now behind in the count 1-2. 1v3, so I just stand there and let them kill it. Okay, fair enough. Here's the 1-3. Here's the 1-2 pitch. That's lined into center field. Coming in is the center fielder. He's made the catch. George Hall does not move. And so it'll be 1 out here with a runner on second. Right fielder Lip Pike, who's 2 for 2 today, will step in. He has got 2 singles and an RBI. Here's the first pitch to Pike, and he's grounded that over to second. On to first. That's safe. He beats the throw. Pike's speed is enough to beat the throw, and that's runners on the corners now with 1 out. I think he could have won it. Apex is kind of hard, man. Opportunity for Rockford here. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Doug Allison, the catcher, steps in. He is 2 for 3 so far today. He's got a single, he's got a double, he's got 2 RBIs. Here's the pitch to Allison. That's taken inside for a ball. Here's the 1-0. That's a called strike. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Lined over to the shortstop, who makes an error. He makes an error. It's an E6. It's so unfortunate for Washington. John Bass makes an error. It's his first of the afternoon, but that's going to allow George Hall to score. Pike goes to second safely. Getting aboard is Allison, and it's a tie ball game now, 6-6 in the 6th. And it's first and second with 1 out here. Joe Start will step in. He is 3 for 3 with 3 singles and an RBI. Here's the first pitch to John Bass. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's taken inside, ball 1, and it gets by the catcher. It's a passed ball. Pike goes to third. Going to second is Allison, and now it's runners in scoring position with 1 out here. Yeah. Here's the 1-1. That's fouled. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's fouled. It'll remain 1-2. Sorry. Here's the 1-2. That is lined foul again. It stays 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's lined back up. Second baseman's got it. Throw at home, and he's got him at home. Fielder's choice at home. So aboard. It is a 4-2 fielder's choice. Getting aboard is Joe Start. Pike is out at third. Pike is out at home. Allison goes to third. So it's runners on the corners now with 2 outs. Nice. Here's the first pitch to George Bird now, who is 0 for 3 so far today. Bird grounds it over to the shortstop. It's a bad throw from the shortstop. It's an E6. It's an E6. It's 2 E6s in the inning. John Bass gets his second error of the game, his second error of the inning. And just like that, Bird is aboard. Scoring is Allison. Going to second is Joe Start. And Rockford take the lead by a score of 7-6. That's going to bring up George Wright, who's 0 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Wright. That's a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's called strike. It's 1-1. I don't have that game on because it's on Peacock, so the only game I can get is the one on NBC or USA, and that's Burnley Arsenal. Very back and forth game. Here's the 1-1. That's grounded foul to the backstop. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Inside ball 2. It's another passed ball. Start to third. Going to second is Bird. 2 runners in scoring position now. 2 outs here. Is it windy? Maybe. Where is the wind is right to left at 9 miles an hour. My beehive, and it's probably too cold to go in there today. Yep. Here's the 2-2. That's popped up right at the shortstop. And he makes the play, and the inning is over. 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go bottom 6th here in Washington. Rockford have taken the lead 7-6. We're going to take a quick 90-second timeout. We will be back with more in just a minute and a half. Six three Mac. Oh my God, that's a crazy game. Right, we're back bottom 6th here in Washington. And it's a 7-6 ball game here. It'll be Tom Foley who's due up first here in the 6th inning, the center fielder. He's 0 for 3. Oh, he's 0 for 2. Sorry. He's 0 for 2. I have a Langstroth Hive. Nice. I can imagine, Buck. Winters tend to be pretty brutal where you're at. Same here. I mean, they can be brutal here. Sometimes they're mild. Sometimes they're absolutely brutal. Right, here's the first pitch. That's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's grounded over to the third baseman. On to first. And it's a bad. It's an E5. It's the third baseman who's getting credited with the error. That's Cap Anson again. Anson's got his second error of the afternoon. And Foley is aboard as the leadoff runner. Of what the Bear did to the hives. Oh, my God. I need to put insulation on the hive and stuff it. Yeah, I read we get in a cold, snowy winter, Philly and North. Yeah, not looking forward to that. Here's the first pitch to Ned Cuthbert, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a walk and a stolen base. Foley's aboard. Welcome in, Pix. How you doing, Pix? Here's the first pitch to Cuthbert. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Bees make good honey, though, and just make sure you don't get in the house. Yeah, I know. We don't really have the bees out here anymore in central PA. It's all wasps, which is even worse. Right, here's the 0-1. That's popped up into right field. Is it going to drift foul? Looks like it's headed that way, and it will land in foul territory. It's 0-2. Here's the 0-2. Lined into right. Right fielder is there to make the grab, and he will do so, and that'll retire Cuthbert. F9 is the scorer's decision on the putout, and that will bring up John Bass, the shortstop. He's 2 for 3, 2 singles and a fielder's choice. Runner on first, 1 down here in the 6th. And here's the first pitch to John Bass. It's popped up in the infield. Shortstop coming in for it. He'll make the grab, and that is going to be the second out of the inning. Charlie Gold, the first baseman, is due up. He is 1 for 3 with a single and an RBI. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Gold. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's popped up in the infield. First baseman's over there taking a look. And that he will make the grab. That is show start on the putout. It's a P3, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left on base. We go top 7 here in Washington. Rockford lead by a score of 7-6. It's a brand new inning, which means it's a brand new shout out. It's FMG&G, Football Manager Streamer. He's got a great save going with the London City Lionesses in the WSL. Check him out. It's FMG&G, or Got No Game, who sponsors this 7th inning here. Top 7th in Washington. Rockford leading by a score of 7-6. Dick McBride will be the first man up, the pitcher. McBride is 0 for 3 today with a fly out, a pop out, and a ground out. Oh, God, by the Barrett. No, that's not good. Here's the first pitch to McBride. And he's cracked this into right field high and shallow. And the right fielder will come in and make the play. Elmer White gloving it for the first out of the inning here in the 7th. That brings up Cap Anson. He is 1 for 4 so far today. Yeah, it is nice out today. Even here. It's like still, sunny, warm. Here's the first pitch to Cap Anson now here in the top 7th. He's grounded that to the backstop. It's 0-1. Yesterday it was cold and windy as hell. Yeah. I sent you the pick. Sounds good. I'll look at them in the half inning. Here's the 0-1 pitch to... actually, probably won't be able to. I'll probably look at them at the bottom of the 7th because the half inning is the 7th inning stretch. Not real. We don't really get bears, no. I mean, I do where I'm at sometimes. Not really bears. We don't really get bears here because I'm not in Philly now. I'm in Central PA. Philly definitely didn't, but it's mostly all deer out here. Yeah. Here's the 0-1. That's below the knees and off the plate away. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And that's lined into right. Is that going to land fair? No, it's just hit the wall foul and deep right. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch to Anson. He takes that below the knees for a ball. It's 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's lined into center field. It's a base hit. And Anson's aboard with a single here in the top of the 7th. I don't mind Southern Jersey. Southern Jersey I don't mind. I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Northern Jersey unless it's like right up by the PA border. Like, far northwestern Jersey. That area is nice. But all the rest, like Edison, Jersey City, Newark, Hoboken, I just don't. It's just way too crowded for my liking. I don't know where those are. I decided I no longer like football. What's up, Viva? Welcome in. Suffern is in New York. My bad. Suffern and Sparta by Western New Jersey. Yeah, I need to look at a map to know where they're at, to be fair to you. Right, here's the first pitch to George Hall. That's taken off the plate away. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. That's 1-1. Viva, the women lost today for West Ham. The men are going to lose tomorrow for West Ham, and Philly plays tonight. And I'm nervous for that game. Here's the 1-1 pitch. It's lined right at the second baseman. That'll be the second out in the inning. South Jersey got the Jersey Shore. I like South Jersey because it's more remote. It's a little bit more remote. Things are spread out a little bit more. There's a few areas where people are on top of each other, but there's a lot of nice small towns and cities. Like I wouldn't want to be anywhere near Salem. Salem is horrible, but the rest of Oldman's Township isn't bad. Pensgrove's not great, but it's not the worst. That area. Yeah. Bodo Glint won our games in hand midweek against third to reach top. 2-point lead before the weekend. Weekend comes and we go 3-0 down. Oh, Jesus Christ. Give me 1 second. 3-1 win. Not 3-1 Viva. Oh, okay. Right. Here's Barnes. First pitch to Barnes. And that is a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's off the plate inside 1-1. It's also a pass ball. And Anson's going to go to second. 1-1 is the count. It is 2 outs here. Here's the first pitch, or here's the 1-1 pitch. That's inside 2-1. It's a 2-1 count now. Ross Barnes at the plate. Here's the pitch. That's grounded to the backstop. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's off the plate inside, or away, I should say, 3-2. Runner on second, full count, 2 outs. Here's the pitch. That's grounded over to the second baseman. He dives on it. Oh, it's a bad throw. It's another, and it's a really bad throw. It's a 2-base error. And Cap Anson scores on the play. Anson comes in. He will score to make it 8-6. And Barnes is it's a 2-base E4. Can you believe it?
I owe allegiance to
EVC in NYC.
By my own
Thank you for the raid. Welcome in, viewers. We are commentating through the 1871 season right now. Let me just grab this E4 before I forget. Ed Duffy is going to get credited with the error. So welcome in. It's the 1st of June in 1871. It's the very first season of professional baseball here in the United States. We are commentating through this game. Welcome in, Raiders. Yep. I have been watching you closely. Welcome in, Whale King. Good to have you. Let me write you down because I like to write down like the raids and stuff so I can do like a roll call at the end of the stream. We got a long one today. How was the end of your stream, EVC? I was in there. I had you in my ears while I was playing this. They didn't hear it. Chat didn't hear it, but I had you in the ears while I was. You were talking about Yamamoto, and I'm like, the dude has had an insane postseason. Like he's been really, really good. Like I was watching that game last night. We were live last night too, and I was watching that game last night. Not playing out of the park, and I'm just like, this guy. Nobody can get a hit off this guy. He's just he's been our stud of the. He's been outrageous this postseason. I mean, he's just frustrated entire teams. But welcome in. My name's Benny Kage. We do out of the park. It's not our main game. Our main game is Football Manager. But we do out of the park. Our save is a commentary save where we're commentating through the 1871 season. It is the 1st of June. It is the 2-7 Rockford Forest Citys, who right now are the worst team in baseball. They are 0-5 on the road, and they are going to the Olympics ground in Washington, D.C. to face the 4-4 Washington Olympics. The Olympics are 4-1 at home so far this season. But he had 7 strikeouts in the first 3 innings last night. It was insane. He was crazy. He just went off the chain. I'm not partnered with OOTP, so if you've come here looking for drops, I apologize. I don't have them. So apologies to your Raiders who have come looking for more drops. If you see me looking down all the time while we commentate, is because we have a scorebook, and I'm scoring the game as we commentate it, so I have a whole book of everything we've done so far, going all the way back to the April games. So we're in the 7th inning. Rockford scored 1 in the top of the first. Washington got it back in the bottom. Rockford put 3 up in the top third, then put another run up in the top of the 4th to make it 5-1. But a 3-run home run from Ed Duffy and 2 other runs, including RBI from Charlie Gold, has made it or leveled it. I'm sorry, it actually put Washington ahead 6-5 after the 4th. Rockford put 2 up in the top 6 to make it 7-6, and they just got 1 back on an error by Ed Duffy. So the score now is 8-6, top 7th, 2 outs, 1 on. Welcome in. We are going to pick up where we're at here. So that is going to bring up Lip Pike, the right fielder, who is currently 3 for 3. He's got 3 singles, an RBI, and he was hit by the pitch. So here we go with the first pitch to Pike, and that is taken off the plate away for ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And that is popped up right at the catcher. He will make the play. And that is going to end the inning. 1 run on 1 hit, and they leave 1 aboard. It is 7th inning stretch time here in Washington. Rockford lead by a score of 8-6. Welcome in, Is it Specty? That's a timer. Was wondering why the time was wrong, but so close to real time. Yeah, basically, yeah. Right. Welcome in, Nerd of Anarchy. Right. You heard Take Me Out to the Ball Game there. I like to play the actual the virtual choir that Harrison Scheckler put together during the COVID. I think that's awesome. I also do not, this is the first time I'm going to get up and stretch, so I'm going to play it. We'll be back in 2 minutes. I'm going to leave this screen up. We're going to listen to Take Me Out to the Ball Game as it's 7th inning stretch time here in Washington. We are going to be right back in 2 minutes. You heard the man. It's time to play ball. It is bottom 7th here in Washington at the Olympics ground. It was a 2:05 first pitch, so game time right now, 2 hour, 10 minute. And we've got ourselves what should be a great finale to this game so far. We have got ourselves a 8-6 ball game. Rockford have taken a lead in 3 separate occasions. Washington found a way back. They need to do it again. Is third time the charm for Rockford, or is Washington going to find a way to put this game to bed? We'll see. John Radcliffe, the third baseman, is due up first. He's got 2 singles so far today, and he is going to be facing Dick McBride, who is only on 90 pitches, or will be on 90 pitches. His counterpart, meanwhile, has thrown 122. And here we go with the first pitch from Dick McBride here to start the bottom 7th. That is swung on and right at the third fielder, Cap Anson. He's had his share of errors today, but this time he will glove that line out cleanly, and that is Radcliffe retired. We go to Charlie Mills, the catcher. He is 0 for 3. I'm sorry, Radcliffe, by the way, I forgot I had to write in the extra because we batted around the order in the 4th. He was 3 for 4. Well, he was 3 for 3 going into that at-bat, actually, with 3 singles. But now it's Charlie Mills, who is 0 for 3 so far today. He's got a line out and 2 ground outs. First pitch from Dick McBride. Here is the pitch. That's going to be a called strike. It's 0-1. 0-1 pitch to Charlie Mills here. Is going to be taken off the plate away. It's 1-1. By the way, not to self-plug, but if I can for a minute, if you guys are interested in how far we've come in this 1871 season, I actually have the whole series uploaded to YouTube. So every game that we've done previously, starting at the beginning of April, running through here now to the 1st of June, they are on a playlist there on the YouTube. So the whole series, everything that we do right now, the park is recorded and uploaded to the YouTube as well. If you're interested in how far we've come, definitely check out the YouTube. Right, 1-1 pitch now to Charlie Mills, the catcher. This one's going to be taken, looks like off the plate, just inside. Ball 2. 2-1 to Mills now. Grounded back up the middle. It's through. It's a base hit. Mills is aboard. He's got himself his first knock of the afternoon. And that is going to be a single here for Mills. 1 on, 1 out. Elmer White steps in. He is 0 for 3 so far today. He's flied out, reached via an error, and grounded out. Here's the first pitch to White. Check swing. They go over to third base. The umpire there says, no, he didn't swing, and it'll be a ball, 1-0. The 1-0 pitch. Throw over to first, and the runner is back in time. Joe Davis, what's up? 1 and 1 and There you go. Welcome in. Right. Here's the 1-0. That's swung on and missed. It's going to be 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. That is fouled to the backstop. It'll be 1-2. Runner on first. 1 out here. Bottom 7th. The pitch, that is lined deep into center field, but right at the center fielder. He's going to make the play, and that will be the second out of the inning. So F8 on the put out. Welcome in, 1 and done. Welcome in everybody, by the way. Al Pratt will be the next man up. He is the pitcher, batting 1 for 3 so far. Actually, we're going to get a pinch hitter. Pratt is done for the afternoon. This is in the 7th that he's being subbed out. It looks like it's going to be Jim Carlton, the pinch hitter, that will come in. 4-9. There we go. So Carlton steps in. Al Pratt's afternoon is done. He's pitched 7 innings, 13 hits. Here's the first pitch to Jim Carlton, who is so far 3 for 7 this season at the plate. That's chop foul. Charge. Chop foul to the backstop. It'll be 0-1. The 100th pitch from McBride, and that's fouled to the backstop again. 0-2 Carlton in a hole here. Here's the 1-2. That's lined into center field. That might be his 4th hit of the season. It is. He's batting .500 now through 8. It's actually going to be a double. He's in there safely. And then when they needed a pinch hit, boy, did they ever get it. Jim Carlton delivers a 2-out double. And now it's runners on 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 7th. That's going to bring up the top of the order. Ed Duffy, the Rockford killer so far today. He is 3 for 4, 2 singles, and he had a 3-run home run back in the 4th inning. He's also stolen a base. Here's the first pitch. That is off the plate away. It's a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's swung on and missed, but it's going to miss the catcher. It's a pass ball. Coming in to score is Charlie Mills. He's safe at the plate. Carlton's going to go to 3rd. And that is going to be it's going to make this an 8-7 ball game. Now there's a runner just 90 feet away. 2 outs here. It's a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch, too. Ed Duffy, he's fouled that to the backstop. 1-2 is the count. 1-2 to count. Here's the pitch. That's chopped foul. We go again at 1-2. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And that will retire the side. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 1 aboard. We go top 8th here in Washington. It is a 8-7 ball game. New inning means we've got ourselves a new...
I owe allegiance to no entity.
Hey!
I
Max
intend to live by
LP80.
my own
Welcome in.
code
Thank you
now.
for the raid. Welcome in. We're playing some out of the park. It's a new inning here. It's the top 8th, and that means it's time for a new sponsor. Oh, if I can type, it would be time for a new sponsor. Good Lord. Right. Big shout out to EVC and NYC. Erie is playing out of the park. Big out of the park streamer. We love him. He's fantastic. I was watching you earlier, and I didn't have the gall to freaking follow you, EVC. What is wrong with me, man? Let me drop that follow. Because we love out of the park. There we go. There we go. That's been resolved. Welcome in, Raiders. But got done doing FHM. What's FA? Oh, Fantasy Hockey Manager. But started the day with OOTP. Nice. Welcome in, Pause Refresh. What a great name. Pause Refresh. Let me write you down, Max. Max LP80. And Pause Refresh. Nice. I didn't spell refresh correctly, but you know what? It's fine. If you want to know why, I like to do a roll call at the end of my stream, so I write everybody that's been here down to thank you all at the end of the stream, right? I saw a name, Inventory Full. That's a great username. Inventory Full is a great username. Welcome in. Max, it says you're the first time here, so my name's Benakage. We're doing Out of the Park. We do all sorts of games here. I do Out of the Park. The main game is Football Manager. We also play other games like Rise of Nations, the F1 series, Action Time and In. What else do we play? Sometimes Peak on stream. Peak's a fun game. So I'm a bit of a variety streamer. F1, yeah, the F1 series we do on Wednesdays with Heindo, who's a great dude. Thank you for the follow, by the way, AZ Sean. We had met through a different streamer, have we? Sean, I'm so much of a goofball that I probably am pretty aloof as to who that streamer is. Welcome back, Pingu. But yeah, welcome in. Like I said, we do Out of the Park. We're commentating through the 1871 season right now. It's the 1st of June in 1871. Rockford are 2-7, 0-5 on the OBS DC. Internet just disconnected. We should be reconnecting. There we go. We're back. We're back. Sorry. The light on the router literally turned green to let me know it went out. So we are back. We're back. Sorry. The light on the router literally went out for like 4 or 5 seconds. So I was like, listen. And I actually have the Premier League up on the side, and it's fine. It's fine. I actually need to remember where I don't think that's right. The 1 o'clock game isn't on TV. It's on Peacock. Oh, well. Fair enough. I think the MLS doesn't start till 3:30. Peacock grumble. It doesn't work on the spare laptop for some reason. It literally doesn't load on the spare laptop. So, anyway, yeah, we are very much a variety streamer. We do it out of the park. I have the whole series on YouTube if you're interested as well. I thought that was mine for a sec. Nah, it's my router literally went out for like 3 seconds. But right, it's top 8th here in Rockford. Davey Force is the new pitcher. Let me write him into the book. Davey Force. He's taking the mound now for Washington. Still love the mic. I love it too. This was a COVID purchase when I worked all the overtime because I worked 80 hours a week during COVID. And I used it to buy this microphone. This is the only microphone I've ever wanted. So, right. First pitch from Davey Force. Give me a second. You know what I did? Pratt had 123 pitches, so I am keeping score. I wouldn't say good at keeping score, but I make a lot of errors. Thankfully, I keep score with a pencil, but I am keeping score, yeah. So, if I went to a live game, I don't think I could do it very well because the games are so quick now with the pitch clock. Here's that, you'd look away to have a conversation, you turn back and it's like, oh my God, this stream isn't yeah. That's a line right up the mound for a base hit. First pitch from Davey Force is set right back up the middle. It's a base hit. And welcome back, Katie, or welcome in, Katie. I do always though whenever I do go to the games, which is not rare because they're so expensive anyway these days. But and I also live like 80 minutes away from the stadium. But when I do go to the games, it's I usually do keep score. That's the one thing I do like to do. I'm an old head, man. I act like an old fart, so I like to keep score. Right, that's going to bring up Joe Start, the first baseman. He is currently 3 for 4, 3 singles and an RBI, not with no counts. No, I don't keep counts on the scorecard because there's no space. Like I'm bad enough at penmanship as it is. There's no way I can fit all that in. But I do have the pitch counts in this scorebook, so I keep count with that. Is Start collecting much programs since my dad gave me all his West Ham ones? I loved it. I always wanted to do that. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. I would love to get a West Ham program. I have the little book that they made to commemorate the the book that they sold to commemorate Upton Park after the stadium closed? I have that, but I don't have an actual program. Yeah, I have that. Yeah, I do too. Can't wait for the voting poll after the games. I don't think it's after this game, man, because I think there's one game next. Here's the first pitch. He's attempted to bunt, but he's pulled the bat away in time, and it's a ball. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Throw over to first, and back in time is Doug Allison. And the 1-0 pitch is taken low for a ball. It is 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. It's bunted back to the mound. Over to first. That's in time. So it's a sac bunt, 1-3. Going to second will be Doug Allison. And it's going to be second. Runner on second with one out here. That's going to bring up George Bird. He is 0 for 4 so far today. Reached via 2 errors, grounded out, popped out. Here's the first pitch to Bird. He's going to take a called strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Bird. Swung and he's popped it up in the infield. Shortstop coming over. He will make the grab, and that is the second out of the inning. That's going to bring up George Wright, the shortstop. He's flied out, reached via an error, ground out, and popped out. It's a beautiful day. It's a gorgeous day today. I'm based out of PA, and it's actually really nice over here today. It's warm, not too much of a breeze. Warm, like mid-50s. Low 60s. For those of you who use Celsius, it's like upper teens, maybe 20, maybe 20. Well, no, it's like mid to upper teens. Chelsea versus Spurs is going to start in a bit. Sounds good, Pat. Enjoy the game, man. Here's the first pitch to George Wright. Swung on a miss. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. And it's taken low for a ball. It's 1-1. 1-1 pitch going to George Wright here. That's a called strike. It's 1-2. It's definitely a day. Yeah, but you're in England, so it's what, rainy? Nah, it's probably cold there. I like it too, baseball fan. The 1-2 is actually popped up right in the deep infield. The shortstop's over there. He'll make the grab. Back-to-back P6s will retire the side. No runs on one hit. They leave one aboard. We go bottom eighth here in Washington. Beg your pardon. It's an 8-7 ball game. Due up first for the Washington Olympics will be center fielder Tom Foley, who was 0 for 3 so far today. Soul with the subscription. Thank you, Soul. I appreciate you so much, brother. How are you doing? Was it last night you streamed? Or was it the previous? It was the previous night, right? I know I was in there for it. I just, how did that stream end, bro? Well, welcome in, Soul. Right. We are going to take, unless this goes to extras, our final 90-second timeout of the game. We'll be back with more in just a minute and a half. All right, welcome back. It is bottom eighth here in Washington. Welcome in, Swanky. Good to see you, brother. How are you, man? Oh, my God. I caught your stream. Yeah. Welcome in, Swanky, man. How you doing, bro? Right. Bottom eighth. Tom Foley is stepping in. He's 0 for 3. He's got a pop up, a grounded out. He reached via an error, and he also had a sack bunt. Good, thanks. How are you? Doing great, man. Doing great. We're doing all right. Right. Here's the first pitch to Foley from McBride. And that's off the plate inside, 1-0. It's a one-run lead. McBride looking for just his third win of the season. There will be FM after this game, yes. We're going to do, that's a 1-0. That's popped up into right field. That is going foul. That's going to drift foul, and that's going to land foul. Right now, it's out of the park, into Football Manager, and then in about 2.5 hours, the Unreal Tournament Division I Assault League has a game that we're going to be commentating. So I'm going to be commentating Unreal Tournament, which is about 2.5 hours away. And then after that, we're going to transition back into Football Manager. So it's 3 games today, split across 4 different chapters. We started with Out of the Park. We're going over to FM. Then we're going to do Unreal Tournament. And then we're going to go back to FM and finish FM. Or finish with FM. So I kind of want to progress this Out of the Park season a little bit more. So I'm trying to do like one during the weeknights like I usually do, whether that's Monday or Tuesday. And then I'm trying to do another one on like a Saturday or Sunday morning, whatever day I'm free, right? And like we'll start one of the weekend streams because I do like 12 hours on the weekend. So usually it's like I'm going to try and start with Out of the Park and then transition into Football Manager. It's just I have a game to commentate at 4 o'clock, so that's going to be wedged in between everything. Right. It's a 1-1 pitch. Here's the 1-1 count. Here's the pitch. That's going to be inside, 2-1. Variety, yeah. A lot of variety today. It also helps because when I have Unreal Tournament, I don't have to reset this up. I literally can just put this off to the side, switch the source in OBS, and then whenever Unreal Tournament starts, I can just switch the source back. Scheduling 1-run games? What do you mean one? Oh, I don't know about that, but we've had some blowouts. Last night was a bit of a blowout. Not last night. Sorry. Thursday night was a bit of a blowout. The 2-1 pitch is off the plate away. It's 3-1. It was literally the game from Thursday. Cleveland put 2 up in 3 of the opening 4 innings, and Rockford didn't get anything on the board until the 9th, and then they only got 2, and that was the end of the game. So, right, here's the 3-1 pitch to Tom Foley. He swung at something off the plate. He popped it up. The shortstop's there, and he will grab it for the first out. But I'm thinking the schedule is going to be like I'm going to try to do 2 Out of the Park games a week, just to get through 1871. So, we're into June, so we're about a third of the way there. But I think if we do that, then by the end of the year we should be close to the end of the season. Right. That's going to bring up Ned Cuthbert. He is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk and a stolen base. Here's the first pitch to Cuthbert. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's lined deep into right field. Way back there, but just shy of the track. And that is right fielder Lip Pike who makes the catch. Second, Blue Rover, welcome in.
I intend to live by my own code now.
I saw you went live, Blue, but I didn't see what you were streaming, bro. Hide your cat, snacks, Rover, and crew is here. Nice. What's up, buddy? What's up, Blue Rover? What's good, bro? What were you streaming today, man? Do you play all games after 1871 or 1 per day or 1 per week? How's it going to look like? Order 13. Ooh, I don't think I've heard of that game, Blue Rover. Baseball, we're going to play literally 1 game per calendar day that there is a game scheduled. So, had to get a little terror in my life before work. Yeah, I'm not a big horror/terror kind of guy. So, but I hope you had a good stream, man. Nice. I like that setup. Yeah. So for 1871, it'll be 1 game every calendar day that there's a game. We're going to be covering one of those games. John Bass is going to settle in now. He's 2 for 4. 2 singles, a pop-up, and a fielder's choice. Here's the first pitch to Bass. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. It's a game where you live in an Amazon-esque warehouse with your cat, and you need to fulfill orders, but very quickly stuff goes off the rails, and you realize you aren't alone in there. Now that sounds interesting. Does that mean when things go completely haywire, it just becomes Crash Out Crew? Because that'd be funny. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 0-2 now to John Bass. 0-2 to count. Here's the pitch. Off the plate away. Check swing. They go to third, and the third base umpire says he did not go. So it's 1-2. Crash Out Crew is a game I'm really looking forward to. It's from Aggro Crab, who are the makers of Peak. So it really is. I thought I understood the monster mechanics, and then it started running. Oh my god. Oh, I love Aggro Crab. Yeah, they're making a game called Crash Out Crew. They demoed it. The demo's offline now, but they demoed it last month. Here's the 1-2. Lined into left. Left fielder coming out. It drifts foul. We will do it again. It's 1-2 still. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Popped up in the infield. Shortstop is over to make the play, and he will do so. And that will retire the side. 3 up and 3 down from Washington. It is the top of the 9th. Rockford holding on to a 1-run lead. And you know what that means. It's a new inning. It's a new shout-out. He rated us earlier, so it's only fair we show him the love. Max LP80. Here he is playing out of the park baseball. Also played Franchise Hockey Manager, which is another OOTP game. So, but give him a follow. Awesome streamer. What is? Did you win the World Series in that clip? Is that what that is? Whenever you win something, it's amazing. Like I feel the same way in Football Manager. It took me 7.5 seasons to win the Champions League in Asia. And I was like, oh my god, it was, you know what I mean? But yeah, give Max LP80 a follow. I don't think I'm actually following you either. Let me drop you a follow now. Could have sworn I was, but I'm really bad at following OOTP streamers. That's my own fault. There we drop you a follow. Here we go. I might have been, and I did a Twitch clean out like 2 months ago. I'm gonna have to bounce and go to work. Have a great rest of the stream, man. Thank you, Blue Rover. I'll get your shout out in once we transition over to FM, bro. But yeah, have a good one, man. Take care of yourself. Don't work too hard. Right. Top 9th. Rockford is sending Dick McBride to the plate. It's actually not. McBride is not. See, I don't agree with this. I think this is a mistake, but we'll see if it costs them. Dick McBride's night is done. They are sending a pinch hitter to the plate in the name of Al Barker. Work smarter, not yarder. There you go. That should be Yards Brewery's slogan. It is still Davey Force on the mound for Washington. Here's the first pitch. And Barker takes the ball high. 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1. Inside, ball 2. And it's 2-1 now to Barker. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 2-2. And now the count is even. Here's the 2-2 pitch. It's lined down the left field side, but foul. No, I probably won't play NHL on stream. There's no PC game for it, so it's like I don't. And that mod is a very gray area for Twitch, so I don't want to touch it. Gravestock, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Because it's technically an emulation, but it's technically not an emulation at the same time. And I don't want to touch it. That's such a gray area for Twitch. I don't want to mess with it. Here's the 2-2. That's grounded over to first, then he'll step on the bag himself and retire Al Barker. So Barker goes down on a U3. And that will bring up Cap Anson, the third baseman, who is currently batting 2 for 5 today. 1 out, top 9th. Here's the pitch to Cap Anson, and he's going to swing and miss. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Check swing. They go to first base. The umpire says no. The ball was off the plate in. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded back up through the middle. It's a base hit, and Anson's got his third knock of the afternoon. It's a single for Cap. And he's aboard here with 1 out. That brings up George Hall, who is currently batting 1 for 4 with a double and a walk. Here's the first pitch to Hall. And he swung this. This is into left field, right at the left fielder, though, and he will glove it for the second out of the inning. I uninstalled Hearts of Iron because I don't plan on playing it anytime soon. I still have Rise of Nations installed, and I do want to finish that campaign on stream at some point. But when I look at the list, EA sold. Yeah, I know. When I look at the list of games that I want to play, I always want to play FM and Out of the Park first, and Action Time and Infer. Those 3 take precedent, so I always wind up scheduling those 3 because that's what I want to play more. So, but eventually at some point, I'm going to finish. I mean, the Rise of Nations campaign's got 2 or 3 turns left. So I think it's got 2 turns left. So it's not. I'm almost done the campaign anyway. So we are going to finish that at some point. Right. Ross Barnes settling in. Here's the first pitch. That's a ball. Throw over to second. Safe. He's safe. And Anson stolen second base. Yeah, exactly. If you mean Electronic Arts, I would say yeah, absolutely. He's got campaigns. Yeah, I'm so electronic. I just so don't like Electronic Arts so much. I mean, the new Skate game was free. That's fun, but it's dude, the F1 games are ever since they took over Codemasters, those games have been abysmal. So. I say that as someone who actively plays F123 still. But yeah, I mean, it's nothing like when Codemasters was their own studio. Here's the 1-0. That's going to take inside 2-0. I do miss MLB 2K, man. MLB 2K7 is probably my favorite baseball game. No, MLB 2K was 2K Sports / 2K Games. The whole 2K series, MLB 2K7 and 2K8 were 2 of my favorite baseball games, and then NHL 2K7 and 2K8 were 2 of my favorite hockey games. And I also liked MLB 2K10 for the PC. I loved that game. But exclusivity basically ruined that. Take-Two. Yeah, Take-Two Interactive. Yeah. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That is below the knees, ball 3. And now it's 3-0 to Barnes. Here's the 3-0 pitch. And he's walked him. Barnes is aboard on a base on ball, a 4-pitch walk. That brings up Lip Pike, the right fielder. He is 3 for 4 with 3 singles and an RBI. He was also hit by the pitch. Here's the first pitch. That's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's a called strike. It's 1-1. I don't know if they did Toka on PlayStation. I never really on PlayStation 1. I don't remember playing that game. So I'm sure Wikipedia has it. The 1-1 pitch is off the plate away, 2-1. But I don't know the answer to that question, Katie. Unfortunately, off the top of my head at least. Here's the 2-1. Line foul down the third base side. It'll be 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded over to first. He'll step on the bag himself, and that will retire the side. No runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 aboard. We go bottom 9th here in Washington. It's an 8-7 ball game. Sega was doing something similar. Nice. Sega Rally Championship. Remember those? Charlie Gold will be the first man up for the Washington Olympics. It's no longer Dick McBride on the mound. It's Frank Fleet who comes in. So McBride goes 8 innings pitched. 118 pitches for Dick McBride. Frank Fleet comes in to try and close this out. Save opportunity here for Fleet. Here's the first pitch to Charlie Gold. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is lined into left. It's a base hit. And Gold's got the lead. Gold is the leadoff runner, and he's aboard. Oh, it's an error on the left fielder as well. George Hall makes an error, and it gets Gold to second base. 118 innings pitched is impressive. From Fleet, you mean? Yeah. Oh, 118 pitches. Yeah, the pitch count. Yeah. You got to remember, though, back in this day, it was underhand. It actually was technically underhand back in this day. And I think OOTP accounts for that because the stamina that these pitchers have, they can throw like 200 pitches. Because in 1871, they didn't throw overhand. They threw underhand. So tying run is on second with nobody out. Here's the first pitch. Swung on, and it's a base hit. It's a base hit in the left center. Gold is on third. Ratcliffe is aboard with a single. It's Ratcliffe's 4th hit of the afternoon. And Washington's got the tying run 90 feet away and the winning run on first base, and there's nobody out. That's going to bring up Charlie Mills. He is currently 1 for 3 with a single, a line out, and 2 ground outs. Here's the pitch. Off the plate away, 1-0. Charge! Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. It's lined into center field. Is it going to get down to center field? It's by the center fielder. It's by the center fielder. It's a double. Ratcliffe is on third. Scoring on the play is Gold. It's an RBI double. And now the winning run is John Ratcliffe on third base. Nobody out. I love the ambient sounds of the game. Absolutely. I really enjoy this game. Bob Armstrong is coming in for Elmer White. Bob Armstrong, pinch hitter. Armstrong has 1 RBI. He's 0-4 so far this season. Here's the first pitch to Armstrong. He's lined this deep into left. It's going. It's caught. Are they going to tag up? I think they does not tag up. It's an F9, or I'm sorry, it's an F7. But the throw was quick enough. Radcliffe could not tag up, and now there's 1 out. That's going to bring up Davey Force. The pitcher with 3 at-bats, no hits so far this season. He was going to take the first pitch from Frank Fleet. He's hit this into right. Is it going to land fair? No, it just drifts foul. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second. They go home for the Force. He's out at home. It's a fielder's choice, 6-2. Out at home is Radcliffe. Going to third is Charlie Mills. W, no subs, definitely bot 9. Yep. And it's Ed Duffy, the man who has absolutely given Washington some hope. Duffy is 3 for 5 with 3 RBIs. He has 2 singles, a home run, a stolen base, and he struck out. And he is due up here in the bottom of the 9th, top of the order for Washington. Here's the first pitch. Duffy swings, grounds this over to third. Can they get it to second in time? They do, and we are going extras. Five, 4. 1 run on 2 hits, and they leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 10th, and it's a tie ball game. There were draws back in this game, back in this day, honestly. Top 10th, you know what that means? It's a new inning. It's a new shout-out. Really cool streamer and fellow Philadelphian, Blue Rover. Check him out. He plays things like Helldivers 2. He's got Order 13. Plays a whole bunch of variety games. He's a really cool dude. Check him out if you haven't already. The great Blue Rover is who sponsors this 10th inning. Top 10th here in Washington. Allison takes the first pitch ball. Good luck in the division. Thank you. Who is at the plate? It is still Dave Force on the mound. Doug Allison is the batter up. 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs off 3 singles today. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Below the knees, 3-0. The 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way is Doug Allison. It's 3-1 now. Here's the 3-1 pitch. Allison rips this to short. On to first. In time for the first out of the inning. That's 6-3 on the putout, and Allison's retired. That's going to bring up Joe Start, the first baseman. Start is currently 3 for 5 with 3 singles and an RBI. I'm sorry, 3 for 4 because he had a sac bunt. So here's the first pitch to Start. Check swing. They go to third base. He didn't go, says the umpire. It's 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded back to the mound. Over to first. That's in time. 2 down now. That's going to bring up George Bird. He is 0 for 5 today. Here's the first pitch to Bird. And he swung on, grounded this over to third. Third baseman's coming over. No play. It's an infield single for George Bird. He's aboard. And that brings up George Wright, the shortstop, who's also 0 for 5 today. First pitch to Wright's taken for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Wright rips this. It's just over the head of the first baseman. It's a base hit, and it's first and second now with 2 outs here in the top of the 10th. I just wrote that as a double, and it's not. It's a single. Frank Fleet, the pitcher, is now due up. Here's the first pitch to Fleet. And he's ripped this over to third. Ground ball onto first. That's in time. And the side is retired. No runs on 2 hits. They leave 2 on base. We go bottom 10th. And it's a tie game still. 8 apiece. Burns an offensive part of the lineup, apparently. Hey. They don't. It's 1871. Most teams only have about 1 or 2 pitchers in their lineups. Right. That is going to be Tom Foley, who's due up. He's going to lead off. He is 0 for 4 so far today. Fleet with the first pitch. That's off the plate away for a ball. 1-0. Here's the one. It's actually inside, but still. Here's the 2-0. Inside again. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch. That's a called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 2-1. 2-1 pitch. Grounded to the backstop. It'll be 2-2. 2-2 pitch. Off the plate away. 3-2. The 3-2 pitch. Lined into left. Right at. It's going to get down. It's a base hit. And Tom Foley's got a leadoff single here in the bottom of the 10th inning. That will bring up Ned Cuthbert. Cuthbert is batting 2 for 5 so far. 1 for 4 so far today with a single and a walk. Here's the first pitch to Cuthbert. Throw over to first. Foley is back in the team. Here's the first pitch. It's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded over to second. They get the lead runner at second. It'll be a fielder's choice for Cuthbert. 6-4. And there's one away here in the bottom 10th. Barehanded defensive, perhaps? It is barehand defense, yeah. No gloves in 1871. Everything's barehanded. That's going to bring up John Bass. 2 for 5 so far today. Here's the pitch to Bass. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. Throw over to second. And he's in there safely. That's a big steal from Cuthbert. The winning run is now in scoring position. 0-1 count to Bass. Here's the pitch. That's grounded over to short. On to first in time, and that's the second out of the inning. That is going to bring up Charlie Gold. 2 outs, but the winning run is just 90 feet away. Gold is 2 for 5 with an RBI so far today. Here's the first pitch to Gold. He's fouled it. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. To the backstop it goes. 0-2 to count. The 0-2 pitch is off the plate away. 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Lined back up. The shortstop's got it on to first, and we're going 11. We go to the top of the 11th inning. It's an 8-8 ball game. The worst part about this is I only get 10 innings in my scorebook. So what do I even do? What am I going to do? I'm going to have to, I don't even know, man. George Bird, Alpha, we'll get that after the game. And yes, you guys can actually increase the attributes of these historical players if you want. Right. Who's due up? It's not Frank Fleet, is it? It's Cap Anson, right? Tropical weather and forecast. I get permissions. If I get permission. Oh, God. It's still Davey Force on the mound. Here's Cap Anson. He's going to lead things off top of the 11th. But before we do that, it's a new ending, which means it's a new shout-out. He's a model on this channel. He plays Football Manager, Skate, Battlefield 6, the Oblivion remake. He played Rematch when it came out. Give him a follow. He is a very proud Colombian American. He is Pixelated Suits. If you want to know anything about football in Colombia, he's the man. Big Atletico Nacional fan as well. Also a New York Red Bulls supporter because that's his local side to him. Absolutely class individual. Give him a follow if you haven't already. It's the fantastic Pixelated Suits who sponsors this 11th inning here today. Right. It is the first pitch to Anson, who's 3 for 6 today. Swung on a miss. It's 0-1. Anson's got 3 singles and a stolen base. Here's the pitch. That is lined into left, right at the left fielder, who will make the grab, and that is the first out of the inning. That'll bring up George Hall. Hall is currently batting 2 for 6. I'm sorry, 1 for 6 because he had a walk. So 1 for 6 with a single and a walk. Here's the first pitch to Hall. He has ripped that deep into center, way back there, way over the wall. And George Hall has given Rockford their 4th lead of the afternoon. It's a solo shot in deep straightaway center, and Rockford lead it 9-8. It's Hall's first home run of the year, and it couldn't be a bigger one. That's going to bring up Ross Barnes. He is batting 3 for 6 so far today. He's got a triple. I'm sorry, he's batting 2 for 5 so far. He's got a triple, a single, and a walk. Unrealistic. What, Ross Barnes hitting a homer or homers in 1871? There's literally an electronic scoreboard right here. we couldn't get it all right here, okay? We couldn't get it all right. Here's the Here's the first pitch from Davey Forst to Ross Barnes. Barnes fouls this into the seats behind first. It'll be 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high for a ball, 1-1. The 1-1. Chop foul. It's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Below the knees, ball 2. And the 2-2 count now to Barnes. And that's below the knees, 3-2. Candy marketing or else beer. Nice. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Grounded foul to the backstop. We go again, 3-2. Grounded over to short. That's going to be on to first. That's in time. That's the second out of the inning. Six-3 on the putout. That brings up Lip Pike, the right fielder. Pike is currently batting 3 for 6. I'm sorry, 3 for 5 because he was hit by the pitch. Here's the first pitch to Pike. Off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. It's 1-1. The 1-1. That's ripped into right, and it's foul. The 1-2 pitch to Pike. Off the plate inside, 1-2. Or 2-2, I should say. The 2-2 pitch. And Pike's fouled that to the backstop. It remains 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Fouled again. 2-2 it remains. Here is the 2-2. Again to the backstop. 2-2. It's the 8th pitch of the at-bat. Here we go. That's grounded over to second. On to first. That's in time. And the side is retired. 1 run on 1 hit. And they leave. The base is empty. We go to the top of, or the bottom of the 11th. It is 9-8 Rockford. Due up first for the Washington Olympics will be third baseman John Radcliffe. Radcliffe was the man to help bring it home. He scored the run in the bottom of the 9th to tie this game. And now he's being asked to do it with the bat. He will face Frank Fleet. Here's the first pitch from Fleet. It's grounded over to third. It's through. It's a base hit. And Radcliffe is aboard with a leadoff single here for Washington. That's going to bring up Charlie Mills, the catcher, who's batting currently 1 for 5 so far today. Hey, Elena. Hello, Elena. Welcome in.
I owe allegiance to no entity.
Skull Crusher.
I intend to live by my own code now.
How was your stream, Skull? Thank you for the raid. How was everyone? I need tea, and I don't have it. I have to go make it. But we got a bottom 11th here. Here's Charlie Mills. He's grounded this over to second. On to short. On to second for 1. On to first. It's a double play. That is an absolute dagger through the heart for Washington. A ground into a double play. Due to life events today, it's all good. What was the final of the Man U game? Was it 2-2? Like I mean, tea always just tastes like being ill. I had two, yeah. It's not that I'm a tea drinker, Elena. I do like tea, but as a commentator, I've learned that tea is the one thing that will save your throat. Like tea works miracles on the vocal cords, man. Miracles on the vocal cords. So I've been commentating almost 3 hours. I kind of need a cup now. So yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Um, right. Is it Davey? It's Tom Berry who's coming in now. Um, he's the pinch hitter. Berry is 0 for 7 so far this season. Tea or chewing a piece of ginger wrapped in saliva. Nah, just tea. Just tea. I have like a special. It's called Yogi Throat Comfort. It's Yogi is the brand. Throat Comfort is the type of tea, and it has like herbs and spices that helps the throat. Tom Berry 0 for 7 so far this season. Settles in. 2 outs. Bottom 11th. Check swing. They go to third, and he didn't go. Coffee is not helpful for your throat, though. So Yogi Berra, yeah. Um, here's the 1-0. He's popped it up, and this could do it. And the first baseman's there. He makes the grab. Joe Start does, and the ball game is over. The Rockford Forest Citys have managed to outlast the ball game's not over. It landed foul. What the fuck? Has he not made the catch? Did he not make the catch? I thought the ball game was over. What the shit? Apparently he didn't make the catch. So we continue. Never mind. I think it was an error, Benny. Okay. Was it? Hold on. It was. You're right. It was. It's an error on the first baseman, Joe Start. I was looking down to write it all down because I thought this is easy. And, oh, man. Shows me. I counted my chickens before they hatch. We go again. Here's the 1-1. Grounded up towards shortstop. On to first. Does he have it in time? He does, and this time it is actually over. It is all over. Rockford Forest Citys outlast the Washington Olympics. They took the lead 3 different times. They gave it up 3 different times. But for the first time this season, the Rockford Forest Citys have a win on the road. Final score after 11 is Rockford 9, Washington 8. Now it's time for what we do after every game, and that is let's write up the final statistics, shall we, for each of the batters, right? Right. So Cap Anson, this is gonna be a nightmare to do. Cap Anson had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits. He had a stolen base. He scored 2 runs, and he had a base on balls, and he also made 2 fielding errors. George Hall, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits, one of which was a double, one of which was the home run. I need to mark that he scored the run on the home run too, because obviously the home run is an RBI and a run, right? So that'll come out. I'll time to go it. Right. So George Hall went 2 for 6. He had an RBI. He had a home run. He had a double. He had a fielding error. He also had a base on balls. And he scored a run because of the homer. Ross Barnes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So he had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits. One was a triple. He scored 2 runs. and he also had a base on balls. Lip Pike went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Pike had 6 at bats. He had 3 hits. They were all singles. He had 1 RBI. He had 1 run, and he was hit by the pitch. Uh, Doug Allison, the catcher, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 at bats. He had 3 hits. 1 was a double. He had 2 RBIs. He scored 2 runs. And he made 1 fielding error. Joe Start, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 5 at bats. He had 2 hits. I'm sorry, he had 3 hits. My bad. He had 3 hits. He had 1 RBI, and he made 1 fielding error. George Bird, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had 6 at bats. He had 1 hit. George Wright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 at bats. He had 1 hit. Dick McBride had 4 at bats. He did not have a hit. Al Barker had 1 at bat. He did not have a hit. Frank Fleet had 1 at bat. He did not have a hit. I'm missing a run in here from somebody. Here. I didn't write the R next to somebody. Unless I counted the runs wrong. I could have done that. 2. I did. George Hall has 2 runs, not 3. Or not 1. He has 2. Okay. Final totals for Rockford: 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 35, 41, 47, 51, 52, 53 at bats. 2, 4, 6, 7, 9 runs. Hits: 2, 4, 6, 9, 12, 15. See, I have 17. I'm missing a hit. Who did I miss on the hit? You got 1 and 2, right? You got 1, 2, and 3. No, that's a base on balls. So you got 1 and 2. You got 1 and 2 and 3. You got 1 and 2 and 3. You got 1 and 2 and 3. You got 1. You got 1. You got. Who did I miss on the freaking hits? 2, 3. Cap Anson. I put two hits. He's got 3. So 3, 5, 7, 10, 13, 16, 17, 18 hits. Of those hits, 2 were doubles, 1 was a triple, 1 was a home run. They drew 3 walks, didn't strike out, stole 1 base. They did 1 sack bunt. It was in here. I saw it. That was Joe Start. Joe Start did a sack. RBIs they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and they made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fielding errors. We'll come back to do the pitchers. A hot whiskey is very good for your throat. I can't stand whiskey. Whiskey is not my thing. I'm a beer guy. Beer and wine are like the only thing, maybe like one of those like mixed, like not a spritzer, but you know what I mean, like those high noon things that are but like beer and wine is mainly it for me. I don't even drink that much, to be fair. Right, for the Washington Olympics, 6 at bats, 3 hits for Ed Duffy. He had one of them was a home run. He had a monster day at the plate. He struck out once. He stole a base. He scored 2 runs, and he drove in 3. He also made 2 fielding errors. Tom Foley, the second batter in the lineup, not as good. He had 5 at bats. He only had a single hit. He also did 1 sack. Ned Cuthbert in left field. He had 5 at bats. He got 1 hit. I'm sorry, I just wrote 1 under at bats, like in Freudian slip there. He had 5 at bats. He had 1 hit. He stole 1 base. He stole 2 bases. Sorry, he stole 2 bases. He scored 1 run. He also drew a base on balls. Um, John Base, he had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits, and that's it. He also had 2 fielding errors. Charlie Gold, the first baseman, he had 6 at bats. He had 2 hits. He scored 1 run. He also had an RBI. And a fielding error. John Ratcliffe, he had, what is this, 7? Is this the guy? 1, 2, 3, 4? No, he had 6 at bats. He had 6 at bats. He had a good day at the plate, but he had 5 hits. All of them were singles, but he still had 5 hits. He had 1 fielding error as well. 1 run scored. Charlie Mills, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He had 6 at bats. He only had the single hit. He drove in 1. He got 1 run as well. But that was it. Elmer White had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. He scored 1 run because he reached on an error and came round. Al Pratt had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He also scored a run. Jim Carlton had 1 at-bat. He had a hit, and it was a double. Bob Armstrong had 1 at-bat, and it was not. I just reversed the numbers. Bob Armstrong had 1 at bat. It was not a hit. Davey Force had 1 at bat. It was not a hit. Tom Berry had 1 at bat. It was not a hit. So final totals now for Washington: 6-5, 6-5 is 11, 16, 22, 28, 34, 60, 44, 48, 49, 50, 51 at bats for Washington. Runs 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hits 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 14, 15, 16, 7. I have 17. I'm missing a hit. God damn it. Somebody asked me earlier, are you good at scoring? Very clearly the answer is no. Very clearly the answer is hell no. Who did I miss on the hit on the hits here? Who the hell did I miss? I think C. Mills is missed. Mills, I have one hit. I have a line third in the first. I have 5-3, 4-3 in the fourth. I have a single in the seventh. An RBI. Oh yeah, he drove in an RBI. Yeah, I didn't circle the single. He had in the. Was it a single? Mills. I can't tell. Mills had 3 total bases, so it was a double for Mills. I forgot the single. It was an RBI double. Right, yeah, it's 2 for 5 for Mills. You're right. I wrote RBI under the ninth, and I did not circle what it was. I wrote his base path as well, and I just didn't circle whether it was a 2 baser or not. So that's a double. So Mills, yeah. So Mills has got that brings the total to 18. You're right. Good call. So Mills had a double. There were 2 total doubles. Carlton and Mills then. No triples, 1 home run. They drew 1 base on balls. They made 2, 4, 5, 6 fielding errors. I have. Struck out once. Stole. I have 3 stolen bases. Did they sack anybody? I don't think they did. 1 sack on Foley. I think that was their only sack. It was Foley. RBIs. 3, 4, 5. 5 RBIs. And that's that. Right. Final. Let's do the Boston. Yeah. Let's do the come on now. Sorry. Let's do the pitchers real quick. So Dick McBride, he did 8 innings pitched. I have his pitch count as 118. That is correct. So PC 118. Base on balls, what was it? 1? I think he had 1 base on balls. Yeah, 1 base on balls. He struck out 1. He gave up 13 hits, 7 runs, 4 of which were earned. Frank Fleet pitched, 3 innings? I have his pitch count at 29. That's correct. What's this, Benny? What are you talking about? He gave up. I think he gave up. Did he give up a base on balls? No. He didn't strike out anybody. He gave up 5 hits, 1 run, and it was earned. And finally, pitching for the Washington side. I got to stretch my arm out after this because it's been holding the mic for 3 hours. Right. Al Pratt pitched 7 innings. He gave up. I have his pitch count at 122. Is the pitch count? That's right. He didn't throw this pitch. 122. I gave up 2 base on balls, right? No, he gave up 1 base on balls. He didn't strike out anybody, I don't think. No. Missing a good London. It's not on TV, man. That's the only problem. It's not. He didn't strike out anybody. Hits, he gave up 13. 8 runs, and 3 of them were earned. And then finally, Davey Force. He pitched what? 4 innings. 4 innings. I have his pitch count at 59. Base on balls, he had 1. Strikeouts, he didn't strike. I don't think he struck anybody out. No, he didn't. Hits, he gave up 5. He gave up 1 run, and it was earned because it was a home run. It is on telly. It's not on television here. It's on Peacock. Peacock, for some reason, doesn't work on my old laptop, so I'm not. It works on this one. It doesn't work on that one for some reason. I'm not going to put it on this one. Right. What are we doing? Scores, please. So that is the 11th inning. Baseball fan, you had a redeem. You had a redeem. I gotta go. You know what? Let me go back into the. Let me go into the rewards manager. George Bird, outfield range. Player list. Bird, right? George Bird. And you wanted outfield range improved. So batting, outfield range. I'm going to give him all 3. I'm going to give him 145, 103, 121. So you get outfield arm, infield arm. Chelsea, nice. How's your day been? Always mate disgusting. You mate. Shut up, slanging. No, it's all right. It's been good. This game went a little bit longer than I thought it was going to, but there you go. That's done. Radcliffe gets 5 hits and a loss. Yeah, I know, right? Right. Let's look at the standings, shall we? Rockford Forest Citys moved to 3-7. They dropped the Washington Olympics to 4-5. So Rockford will lift above Troy for now. I mean, they're level really with Troy on 2.5 games back of the National League, which the Chicago White Stockings are leading. Fort Wayne and New York Mutuals are both a half game back. Rockford now 2.5 back. And so are Troy. The loss puts Washington Olympics 3 back of the Boston Red Stockings, who are 7-2. They lead the AL by a game over the 5-2 Philadelphia Athletics. Cleveland's 4-4, 2.5 back. Washington 4-5, 3 back. The next out of the park baseball game, which is currently scheduled for November the 3rd. That's Monday night, 7:30 p.m. He wants a job working for MLB NL. Nice. The next Monday around 7:30 p.m. we will be doing the Boston Red Stockings at the Rockford Forest Citys. It's a big game for Rockford. If they can win 2 in a row, Boston is going to be a pretty tough opponent. They look really good so far, but they're 2-1 on the road. They haven't played a lot on the road. Rockford are 2-2 at home, so we'll see what they can do. That's going to be the next game. That is Monday night's game. Next weekend's game is going to be the Troy Haymakers versus the Rockford Forest Citys. And then the Monday after that, which is going to be the 10th, will be the Washington Olympics at the Rockford Forest Citys, looking to get revenge. And then you guys will get to vote when we get to it between whether you want to see Philly Athletics in Cleveland or the Troy Haymakers and the Washington Olympics. But the next game is the 2nd of June, and it will be Boston at Rockford. Right. We are done out of the park. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. We will see you in the next episode. Until then, take care.